Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So you may have seen other people doing these sort of videos which are assumptions about me, and they're very fascinating to watch, very interesting to see how you come across or what people assume about you. I think with social media, you know, you see bits and bobs, don't you? You see like snippets of people's lives on squares or on YouTube. You don't actually see people's full lives. So I thought I'd give it a go and see what people had to say. Some of it was absolutely lovely. Some of it was funny, like made me laugh. Some of it was quite difficult to read. So keep watching and you will see what I mean. So first of all then, I asked on my Instagram what people's assumptions were about me, and the first one that I got back was, you find being a mum very easy and you're never tired. I look tired. Trust me, I get tired. I am up a lot and I can't drink caffeine, and I have twins, so I am definitely tired. I wouldn't say I find being a mum easy. I absolutely love it, therefore everything I do is worth it. I don't find it difficult. I take it all in my stride. Maybe that's just because of how long I was desperate to have children for. I don't know, but I don't, you know, obviously when you're trying to get them to sleep through the night or anything like that, it's not easy, but it doesn't faze me. So but that was a nice one, thank you. A lot of people said, oh, you're beautiful. That's so nice, thank you. Do you ever fall off the wagon, as it seems you're always in such good control? Yeah, God, totally. When I lost my 3 stone in 3 months, I didn't. I'm not gonna lie, I was very, very passionate about sticking to it 100%, and I did. But now, definitely have days where I'm more flexible. I shared a video, my last video, being away at the weekend, and I had flexible singe, you know, it's normal. I promise you I'm not always 100%. Sounds rude, but you're loaded. And someone else said that I'm not short of money. Oh, okay, so I think this sort of thing is all relative. You know, I've worked since the age of 15, so I've always had a job. I worked all the way through university. I came straight out of university, got a graduate job, and then I worked for Slimming World after that. So I have my management job, I have my consultant job, and I do bits and bobs on social media. That's more kind of like a hobby rather than a job. So, you know, I'm quite good with money. I'm not good with money in terms of, you know, I track everything and all that. I'm not like that, but I'm quite good at saving. So I tend to, you know, save quite a bit of money, because I don't go out that much anymore. So, you know, a lot of money that I earn, yes, I'm paying the mortgage, yes, I'm paying the bills, and obviously me and Chris split all that. We do have another property as well, so lots of things that I'll be talking about today I've probably not talked about before, but that was Chris's. It's nothing to do with me, you know, he had that when I met him, and then we bought the house that we're in now. So I would say I'm comfortable. It depends on your definition, really, you know, but I've worked hard for my money. I'm fiercely independent. I've always earned my own money. I don't rely on a man for money, don't rely on parents, nothing like that. So yeah, I worked all the way through uni. So I guess it's all relative, really. I wouldn't say I was loaded, but I'm comfortable because I've worked hard for that. So what else? That you're a clever, strong businesswoman. Okay, so that's really nice. I did a business degree, so I suppose I am quite business minded. I am a strong person. You know, at my age now, I've learned a lot about myself, a lot about life. So yes, I would say I'm a strong person. Clever. Some things I'm not clever at. I love business, I love marketing, you know, I'm into advertising, all that type of thing. That was my background at university. General knowledge, I'm okay. Geography, I'm horrific, and I'm not very good at maths. I don't like numbers, I I'm more a creative person. So again, it depends on your definition of clever. I wouldn't be going on mastermind anytime soon, but I do have a 2-1 business degree, so you know, I do all right, I get by. So this is a really interesting one as well. You're a really brilliant mum and you wish you could spend all of your time with your boys. I did want to spend more time with them, which is why I've just decreased my hours in my management job. So yes, I do want to be with them, you know, all the time, but I also think it's quite important to maintain a little bit of time just for me, you know, to remember who I am, to go out and work when I do want to work, but just find a really good balance. Okay, so this is another really interesting one. You have a cleaner. Now a few people have mentioned that. My house is always tidy. How do you look after it so well? Do you have a cleaner? So the answer is yes, I do. Now I will explain the reasons why. To be honest, having a cleaner I find is really good value. I only have one once every fortnight. So she's lovely. She comes in and she does the entire house in a couple of hours. It's not, you know, it's not a lot of money for me, I don't think, because, and I'll explain why. The reason I find it's not a great expense is that because that couple of hours that she kindly spends, you know, cleaning for me, I can spend either with the twins, okay, which is way more important to me than cleaning my house, or Chris can be creating, you know, content for his channel, or he can be coaching people where he gets really well paid because he's worked so hard for his reputation and the skills that he's learned. So in terms of like time is money, and the time it takes to clean the house from top to bottom, we can make, you know, memories with that time, or Chris can make more money with that time. I didn't turn my phone off, how bad is that? So I am a very clean and tidy person. So for me, I clean and tidy every single day, but that's more maintenance cleaning. So my mum laughs because I'm always like wiping surfaces and, you know, very obsessed with keeping my kitchen and my lounge and the downstairs clean. But to stay on top of like all the bathrooms and things like that, you know, if Chris isn't doing it, I don't see why I should. And he's not tidy. He is not tidy. So I do, but only for those reasons that I just explained. And it's only once every fortnight, just for a couple of hours. Rest of the time, I do everything myself. You wanted a girl, but now you have boys, you prefer boys. Oh, this is deep, okay. I have never hid the fact that I did want a girl. So when I found out I was having twins, I thought, okay, maybe I'll get one of each. And I am not going to lie, when I had the gender scan, I was a bit like, oh, okay, I'm not going to have like a girly girl, I'm not going to have a mini version of me, I'm not going to get to be able to pick her wedding dress out with her, and all those sort of thoughts did go through my mind. You know, the thought of going and watching them play rugby and football, I was like, oh, it's not really me. But oh my God, I love having boys. I love the fact that they've got each other and they're brothers, because I think that's going to be a really tight bond. It's also easier, you know, I can stick the same baby grow on them, their nursery is the same. So I just find that boys are so loving. They tend to be quite simple creatures, boys, as long as they're fed and they have a little play, you know, and a quick cuddle, they're quite happy, a bit like men. So when I say have a little play, I mean more that, you know, they'd be able to go out and do sport and stuff like that. So I do absolutely love having boys, but it's a really good question, because yes, initially my dream was to have a girl or girls, but now 100% I love having boys. So next one, an assumption about me: amazingly hardworking, slim and well consultant. Ah, thank you, I do try. I'm always positive. I am on the whole, but again, I'm normal. You know, I do have days where I feel a bit like rubbish, or I do have days where I'm like perhaps being just a tiny bit negative. It's not in my nature. I don't like to hang around with negative people. I find people that are negative very draining. I do have a positive attitude. So yeah, most of the time, but not always. It's your way or the highway. At home, probably yes, most of the time. I do like to have the last word. Again, I can't lie. My face would give it away if I lied. Yeah, I do kind of like to have the last word, but I am open to feedback. In my career, I'm very open to feedback. I certainly am not closed-minded. I'm very open-minded. But yeah, if you ask Chris, he'd probably say yeah. A fab mum, stunning and always immaculate makeup, and a lovely hubby. I have got a lovely hubby. I'm trying to be a fab mum. I don't always look immaculate, or my makeup's not always perfect, trust me. Sometimes I look like absolute rubbish. I'm a bit of a control freak, but in a nice way. Yeah, I am a bit of a control freak, because I know how I like things done, and I do everything I do to like the highest standard that I can possibly do it. So I try my best at things. So to give that control over to somebody else is quite difficult, because I don't know whether they'll feel as passionately about it as what I do. So I can be a bit of a control freak. With the twins, it's quite difficult sometimes to give them to other people, because again, I know you know, the sort of things that they enjoy. I know how to settle them. So yeah, I can be a bit of a control freak, yes. You're a lovely person, passionate about helping people, and very good at your job. Yes, I do like to help people. This was deep. You hide your true feelings and emotions. God, I wonder what I've done to make people assume that. I don't think I do. I'm not. I suppose sometimes if I'm feeling a bit annoyed, I expect people to know. So I expect Chris to be a mind reader, and he might be like, what's wrong? And I'll go, nothing. You know, like a typical woman does. Nothing's wrong. Well, yeah, it is actually. You've done this, this and this, but I don't want to tell you. I want you to guess what you've done. So I'm not a massive talker, I suppose, in real life sometimes about feelings. I think because I'm quite a strong person, sometimes I don't want to cry. I don't really like to cry. I don't know why, there's nothing wrong with crying. But yeah, so I suppose in a way, maybe sometimes. But yeah, I think I've changed since becoming a mum. I'm a lot more emotional since becoming a mum. So let's find the next one. Finding the one slightly later in life has contributed to how fiercely independent you are. Yeah, probably. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I have had quite a few long-term relationships, but I don't rely on men. I am very, very independent. You're an amazing mum who loves her boys more than anything in the world. Yes. That you're a really happy and genuine person. I hope so. I really do hope so. We're coming to some juicy ones in a minute. You didn't realise the depth of love you would feel for your boys until you had them. Yeah, probably. You're probably right. I mean, God, I knew I'd love them from the moment I was pregnant. I've never felt joy or happiness like it in my life. But now, God, you know, you only have to look at them and you want to cry. I just love them that much. You're always totally groomed and always look fabulous. No. No. You're a natural when it comes to motherhood, thank you. Strong-minded and focused. That you would be a brilliant, loyal friend. P.S. Love your videos, very down to earth, thank you. I would like to think I'm a good friend. I'm very loyal. I would do anything for people that I love. You know, I'd like to think that I'm quite generous, quite supportive. The only thing is I don't get to see my friends as lot as you know, as much as what I probably would like. Some girls like meet up all the time. We speak, you know, and like, you know, I saw Maddie the other week from Sweden and things like that, but because I'm so busy, I don't always get to see them as much as what I would like to. So I guess I could be a better friend in that respect. But I am very caring, you know, I like to check in on people. So yeah, I would hope my friends would say I'm a good friend. I love my friends. You always seem so calm and collected and take everything in your stride. Not always. I can be a bit stressy sometimes, but I just breathe and I plan and I get myself organised. I can wing it. I am a bit of a winger sometimes as well, but I'm not always calm. Always positive, yes. This is interesting. You are naturally a brunette and maybe get lip fillers. I'm not judging, I'm just jealous. I'm naturally quite dark blonde, so I'm due to have my hair done. This is the longest I've ever gone without having my colour done. So you can see kind of like my root coming through. So I am naturally more of a dark blonde. I was blonde all the way up until probably about, I don't know, age 12 or whatever, and then it just started going a bit more of a darker blonde, and I like to be a more bright blonde. In terms of lip fillers, I don't get my lips done, so I'll take that as a compliment. I've done a video on things that I have had done. The main thing I get is Botox, but as you can see, I haven't had it for probably about 6 months, so it's not something that I do like mega regularly. I do need to get it again. Just for me personally, I like the look of Botox, but I don't have lip filler. I use a lip liner and I use like a nude lipstick, but I've always had big lips. If you look back at like old photos, I've always had the same lips, so I can promise you I don't get my lips done, but I will take that as a compliment, thank you. So let's see what else. You're quite down to earth and not snobby. I am not a snob. I've got no reason to be a snob. I'm very non-judgmental, like to do my job. You can't be snobby, you can't judge people. Like the word snobby makes you think of like posh, like older generations. I think snobs need to check themselves, and I think that they end up missing out on a lot in life if they look down on people. I think it's horrible to look down on people, so no, I'm not a snob. Thank you, I'm glad that that's come, you know, that comes across. You're always positive and you never cry. I do cry, but I think I'm not a fan of crying. I will cry more because I'm happy rather than I'm sad. So since becoming a mum, I am a bit more emotional. I do cry at things on the news. I'm a bit rubbish with stuff like that. You know, I found the footballer recently that died in the plane crash so upsetting. Like that really upset me. Anything to do with kids, like recently there was a horrible story on the news and that did make me cry. But in terms of like day-to-day life, I'm not really a crier. Nothing wrong with crying, it gets your emotions out, you know, don't ever be ashamed to cry. It's just personally not something that I'm good at or do very often. I assume you always stay on plan, so there's a lot of questions about that. Yeah, I've kind of covered that one, haven't I? You're always upbeat and negativity is like water off a duck's back. I am upbeat, yes. I play my hair a lot. You can assume that. I find negativity interesting. So I kind of wonder about what sort of person wants to be negative to somebody they don't know. I think it's quite sad really for them that they are negative towards people they don't know. I don't try and take it too personally, even though sometimes it's very personal, because they don't actually know me. They're only judging me on like a small snapshot on social media. Occasionally it might sting a little bit, but then 2 seconds later I'm over it, because like I said before, the only people's opinions that matter to me are people that I love, people that choose to follow me, you know, and are positive towards my channels and stuff. So yeah, I'm not really interested in negativity. I don't want it in my life. If you go looking for it, then that's a little bit on you, and I have done that before, but not for a long time. I try not to invite it. If I get it on my page, I'm very quick to shut it down. But I think if you go looking for it, it's a bit like punching yourself in the face. Like no one wants to read things about themselves that are not very kind. So yeah, but to be honest, I think because I'm older, I don't let it faze me. There's more important things in the world to worry about than negativity on social media. You're down to earth and really nice. Yay, thank you. I'm glad. I'm really glad that you think that. You're brave. I am quite brave. The only thing I'm rubbish at is heights, but it's not something I can control. But I do take risks. IVF didn't really faze me, so I guess I am fairly brave, if that's okay to say. That, you know, I don't want to come across like I'm being arrogant, because I'm really not. But yeah, I suppose I am quite brave. Becoming a mum has made you crackers. You're talking to your babies like a mad woman. Yeah. Oh, I own that. Another person saying about my hair colour, exceptionally organised. I'm all right. Like I have to be now. I've got the boys, but like I can be a winger. I do wing it quite a bit as well. We'd like to say day-to-day routine. Yep, that's fine. And then, oh, this was one that was really quite difficult to read. You favourite one twin over the other. Grayson, it's obvious, is your favourite unless it's a coincidence and you don't realise it. God, I was like, whoa, okay. I process things before I react. So initially I was a bit hurt by that, and I thought, my God, you know, I've tried all this time to have babies. There's no way I'm going to have a favourite. Like, I can't believe I've got one, let alone two. I love them both equally, but they're just very different babies. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that Grayson's had a harder time as a baby. So he had tongue tie, he had reflux. He's a bit more of a cryy baby. He needs a lot more attention. He will really only settle with me, like if he's really going for it. which sometimes he does. He's only really, you know, can calm down when he's with me, and I'm hoping that'll change. Chris is an amazing dad, but Grayson is a bit of a mummy's boy. You know, I don't want to label him for when he's older or whatever, but at the moment, we do tend to like, it's difficult. If you haven't got twins, you might not get it, but sometimes you take like a twin each, and then you swap, and then a lot of the time I'm with both of them on my own, so it's amazing. Like, I love feeding them both at the same time because I get to interact with both of them at the same time. But sometimes I am with Grayson more, just because he's had a bit of a harder start in life, and he's gone through more like pain and more things that a baby would struggle with, but he's certainly not my favourite. Like, they're both amazing, but they're so different. A lot of twin mums get a lot of guilt when they have to watch one twin more than the other. I'm really lucky that Lawson is the most chill baby ever. Like, unless he's frustrated because he can't sleep or he's hungry, you don't hear a peep out of Lawson. He's so chilled, so relaxed, and he's like, you know, little mini me, whereas Grayson's a little mini Chris. So I absolutely worship them both. So if it comes across like that, then hopefully I've just explained why. But if you've got kids, you'll know that there isn't a favourite. Who knows, when they get older, if one's a little terror, then maybe I will have a favourite. But I don't think you can have favourites with your own children, can you? I don't know. But no, he's not my favourite. I love them both the same, and I'm just so grateful to have any babies, let alone two. So yeah, hopefully that answers that one. And then, you find it easy to get your butt to the gym? No. Sometimes I do because I love it. Other times I have to drag myself there because I'm knackered and I really don't want to go. But I never ever regret working out. So yeah, I do go as often as I physically can within my timetable. And I think I've pretty much answered them all. I won't do any more because then I think the video will be a bit too long. So there you go, assumptions about me. My honest answers. Hopefully that's meant that you've got to know me a little bit better. So thank you so much for everybody that took part. It was really good fun. I really enjoyed doing this video, and if you enjoy my videos, it would be absolutely amazing if you subscribe to my channel. That way you get free notifications, free videos, and I film on all sorts of different things. You can also follow me on my social media, Instagram, Facebook, etc, etc. So I've got to go to work now, and it is so windy outside. Like, literally my dress blew up earlier and my hair has gone everywhere, and I think my cups that I have loaded up for my group are probably now in Narnia. So yeah, it's very windy out there, so be careful if it's windy where you live. Have a good day, see ya.